Hey everybody and welcome to another tutorial on this channel. My name is Silly Billy, but you can call me Billy. Now, I've been asked this question a couple of times before, and so I thought I would make a quick tutorial. But in this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to combine two Minecraft skins into one. First off, you need this editor, and for those of you who are unfamiliar with Nova Skin, the link will be on the screen right now. This is the editor that I mainly use for these types of jobs. So click on this button that says Open Folder, and then from here we are going to select two skin files. I would recommend to download those onto your PC beforehand. Open the trajectory where you can download these skins and then select them both using the control function. So right now I have both of them selected. Then select open, and if it works properly, then you should see that both skin files appear here. And now for me, it's not working properly. So if that happens, just click open again, then click on the skin that didn't appear first time, and then you should see three skin files right here. And we can go and remove this one because there's nothing on there. So when you have both skins selected, you need to make a distinction between which is the base skin, so which skin you want to add things up on, and which is the extra skin, so the parts that you want to take from. In my case, let's say that I want to take the old man's head and put it on the duck's suit. In that case, the duck would be my base skin because there's a lot more pixels that I want from the duck, and the old man would be the skin that I add from. By the way, you can see that I'm switching between these check marks right here. If I have them both enabled, you can see that they overlap these pixels. And the way that Nova Skin does this is it takes the base skin, projects it in its entirety as a skin file, and then for every pixel not defined by the base skin, it overlays the other skin you have selected. So in this case, if we take a look at, for example, the old man, he has a lot of tufts of hair right in his face here. And if we then select the duck, you can see that he doesn't have these tufts of hair. So the tufts of hair get through. However, everything on his body doesn't. And that is because my duck skin is a little bit weird and that the suit is on the entire outer layer, which isn't ideal and I wouldn't recommend it, but that's a different discussion for another day. What matters right now is that that's the reason why the entire suit is fine. However, when we get to his face, it's a big mush of both skins. Now, to start, you want to check off the old man skin, so the skin that you want to take from, and we want to start with the base skin. Now, we want to remove every single pixel that we don't want in our skin. So let's say that we want to add the head of the old man, including his beard. Then we want to remove every single pixel of the head and those tufts of beard. So let's start with the head. If you look right here, there's a little Steve guy, and he consists of 6 body parts, and all of these can be toggled into 3 states. There's an outside layer and an inside layer. Right now, both layers are selected, and that means we are working on the outside layer because Nova Skin is always working on the layer that is most outward. If it has to choose between the inside layer and the outside layer, it will always choose the outside layer. So we want to deselect the outside layer for a second, and then you can see the beak gets a lot smaller and the tuft of hair disappears right here, and that is because this is the inside skin. And if we click this button a third time, then you can see the entire head disappears. Now, one final thing you need to keep in mind before going to edit, you can see right now, if I try to remove any of these pixels, nothing happens. They just get reappeared. And you might wonder why that is. Well, that's because you still have this skin selected. You can see this little orange border around your skin right here. Make sure that it's always pointing at the skin that you want to edit. So, for example, now I'm going to edit in the duck skin. So I click this duck skin and now you can see this orange border. And if I now remove a row of pixels, bam, they stay gone. Okay, so we're going to start with the inside layer of this skin and we're going to remove the entire head. Now you could do that painstakingly pixel for pixel, which doesn't take a whole lot of time to be honest. But you could also double right click the skin like this to remove the entire face of it in one go. So I'm just going to do that with all the sides of the head right now. Make sure that you don't forget there's an underside as well. And that leaves us with an empty skin. However, this is just the inside. So if we click this button once, the head disappears. If we click it twice, then the outside layer reappears and you can see there's a couple of tufts of hair here and a beak that we still need to remove. So do that, and now we have a blank skin to work on. Now, if you re-add this skin by checking this check mark right here, you can see that the old man's head reappears. And as you can see, he's actually a bit scrambled, and that's because I gave a really stupid demonstration of how to remove pixels. It does register that, so don't get too willy-nilly with just removing random blocks. It will register you doing that. So I'm just going to quickly refresh these pixels. Don't go anywhere. This doesn't change anything for the tutorial. I'll be back in a second. And as you can see right now, I have the old man's head on top of the duck's body. Perfect. Now, it's not fully done just yet, because if we just take another look at this old man, he also has a beard, and we want that beard to come through as well. Now, you can see right here that a couple of pixels of the beard are already coming through. And like I said, that is because when we take a look at the duck for a second again, these light blue pixels are all inside layer, and therefore it overlays a couple of outside layer gray blocks from the beard. And since the suit was entirely made of outside pixel blocks, you can see that the beard is abruptly cut off by the suit because it already has a base pixel to place there, and therefore it will not try to overlap any new pixels. Now, what I would recommend you do at this step is you select the skin that you want to take assets from, so the old man skin in my case, but keep in mind that you select this skin, so the base skin. Now, what you want to do is you want to come over to your skin, and you want to basically try to remove the pixels that you want added onto the other skin. So for example, I want this tuft of hair right here with a little gold braid in it. So what I do is I right click, and you can see that it removes these 3 pixels, but if I then let it go, it should reappear. Yes, it does. But if I then select the other skin, you can see that these pixels are now missing from the skin. And now if I overlap both skins on top of one another, bam, you can see that it takes these pixels, because as I just explained, there's no longer any pixels on the base skin, so it overlaps them with the skin that you added on top of that, and therefore these pixels are now visible. So in this case, we want to actually remove every single pixel that we want to include in the skin. So starting with the outside layer, I'm going to remove all of these tufts until I can't see them anymore, like this. Make sure that you move over the area designated for this, because it will also remove pixels that you cannot see. So for example, if I go to the right here, I'm still holding right click, so it's still removing them. Nothing will happen in this skin, but if I then select my Silly Billy skin again, you can see I have this little line right here. So for the best result, I recommend not doing it all in one fellow swoop. Instead, I would recommend you just right click every single pixel you want removed once. Now we want to deselect the outside skin, and we want to work on the inside as well. So here we want to do the exact same. Make sure that you have the outside layer deselected and that you have the base skin that you are working in, again with the orange border right here, and then just right click every single one of the pixels of the beard that you want to include in the skin. So as you can see right here, we have most of the beard coming through right now. It's not perfect though, I don't think. No, we still missed a couple of pixels, so this is just a matter of trial and error. Just simply continue until you have the full picture ready. Now that's basically all there is to it. So if you think you're done, then you can stop right here. But if, say for example, you also want those hands to not be yellow but want them to be the same skin color as the old man, then from here I think the easiest step is just to remove the hands like we did in the previous step, and the old man's hands should start coming through. Now once you're completely satisfied with your skin, you can go ahead and simply apply those changes by saving the document. And if you now press save, then the skin files automatically downloaded for you as a compressed version of both skins. Alternatively, if you want to do so, you can press this little equals button, and that will combine both layers into one. So just like that, now I can't go back. So I don't really know why you would do this. It doesn't really add a whole lot, but just know that it's an option. And there you go. So now you can do it yourself. Let me know in the comments below what you use this tutorial trick on. But thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been Silly Billy, and remember, that's just a tutorial. A game tutorial. Out.